Man has some good history and actually let's up and
SHALAM with the I.S.U.P.K started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. You know what I mean? From 1969, they've been teaching the truth according to the Bible that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the real Jews according to the Bible. You know what I mean? Last night was the feast of dedication, man. So lucky we got our temple back from the Greeks. These are the things that we should be remembering, man. Not Christmas, not Easter. You know what I mean? What else out there? Not, what's some stupid ones we got, man? Not no Jewish holiday, not no Arab holiday, not Eid. These are the things that we should remember. You know how the white man remembers 7/7, November 11, and then 7/7, and Amistad Day, and what's the other ones, man? When they have the poppies on their chest, Remembrance Day. But black man, this is our Remembrance Day, man. This is the day that we was in war with other nations and we beat them, and this is what we're supposed to remember. How is it a black man is remembering 11/11, man? When black man, what was you free from? I can see why the white man's happy. You know, he's happy because why? He beat the Nazis, and because of that, he ain't speaking German.
that's right.
But what are you happy for? Shalom, Mawasa, Yahaba, Shema Shabbatar. Somebody hear me, Mawasa? Might be refresh it. But as blacks, Hispanics, what are we happy for, man? What are we celebrating? Guess what, black man? There's a time in the Bible where Greeks or white people came to our land, took over our land, man. Burned everything, came against everything that we stood for, and we beat them. And thousands of years, we still celebrate that day, man. My brothers that couldn't come to today, we're still celebrating it at home. They couldn't come here due to what work purposes or whatever, man, but they still remember that day, man. And this is a day that we should remember. A day when we was in harm's way and the Lord saved us. This is what we should remember, man. Remembering Christmas. Remembering some Babylonian holiday, got nothing to do with us. Black man, we ain't Babylonian, man. Remembering Eid. Eid got nothing to do with black people, man. It's some Arab thing, man. Everyone got their days and holidays, and we've got living this. We ain't got our own. Black man, we do have our own, man. And we celebrated that last night, man. And we had a ball, man. We had a ball. We got our bellies full. We blasted the music. Had the time of our life, man. And we remember the day that we destroyed them Greeks, man. You know what I mean? Shalom, man. So what you can, someone give me the history on that, on the Greek siege of Jerusalem. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, sir. Wait back. Wait back. We'll put with it still. Probably. You don't take out at all. Try yours, one more.
Yes, I put it in and everything, but the more we take it more.
No, so the contactless.
It's contactless here.
The more it's
It's a
and just put it in.
you can contact.
As a chip.
No. Next door some part.
Should be right. Oh, you want to go with him? Sorry, Quasar. 1 second, please. Just bear with me 1 second.
Next one.
Follow the brother next door if you go, sure. Quasar, if he needs a call, just call me.
Okay.
You shouldn't know. All right, so like So we're gonna get history on the Greeks. You know what I mean, and show that this day is actually historical. It ain't no fairy tale book. It's not no story that you can read. It's some Harry Potter book, man. This actually happened. When we read about Judas Maccabee, a man that stood up against the Greeks, this is real history, man. It actually happened, man. And historians, archaeologists can actually prove this also.
All right. So this is from the Britannica.com. You mind if I ad lib a little bit?
That's two other one.
All right. So from the Britannica, this is authentic history. This ain't Wikipedia. This ain't, just any website. The Britannica is the best of the researchers. And and basically all of them, all the info they have, they basically put it up under Britannica now. You can buy the books. You mean Britannica volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or they put it all online. So the Britannica is a valid site.
For anyone chatting shit, talking about sucks my French, who wrote that book, this book is official, man. We're gonna show you that what we celebrated yesterday, what happened, what actually happened, man.
So we got the Maccabees, a priestly Jewish family.
So Maccabees were a priestly Jewish family. It was a family of brothers that were of the tribe of Levi. In the tribe of Levi, in that family, like we're all Benjamites, but you got me and his brother here who are actually blood brothers, man. His children and my children come from the same bloodline, and we all got the same surname. We are a family, even though we're all Benjamites. So you had Levites, a whole tribe of Levites, but there's a family in Levi of a man and his sons, man, that were fearless. And when everybody else like, oh, you know what, we can't beat the white man, we can't beat the Greeks, they're too powerful. They're telling everyone to celebrate Christmas. You know what? Let's just celebrate Christmas. There was one family, a man that taught his sons right, man. And there weren't no bitches. And he goes, you know what? Let's just die, man. How about we just die? How about we just die? Everyone's scared to die. And there's one type of man saying, then let's just die then. It's like they make it like death is the worst thing in the world. We can't do that. They'll kill us. Then how about they just kill us then, man? So like it don't stop there. Everyone makes like, we would do what he says or he kills us. Then how about we just die then? Anyone ever thought of that? People, Christians make it like, listen, you die, you know. So let's just die then. And that's what that's what this man taught his sons.
That's right.
And this family, the Maccabee family, in history. You can read about them in history, man. The word Maccabee means the hammer. And the book of Maccabees you'll find in the Apocrypha, man, which is a great book, which is why we had the feast day last night, man. Keep reading.
Maccabees, also spelled Maccabees, flourished 2nd century BCE in Palestine.
Look at that the history right there, even the timeline right there, man. In Palestine, which is Jerusalem today. Today they call it Palestine. The past of Palestine is Jerusalem of old, man. But the white man divided our land and put borders and stuff. So we think that Palestine ain't our land. Our land from Jerusalem all the way to Palestine. All of that is our land, man. Keep reading.
Priestly family of Jews who organized a successful rebellion.
There you go, a successful rebellion. To rebel means you go against the government. And these brothers had a successful rebellion. When you read about the Maccabees, these brothers that was just regular priests, man. They weren't even soldiers or anything. And they fought the Greeks with no armor. It's in history, man. We're reading it right now. All you gotta do is go to the library. Just read, man. Just read. Start watching porn, man. Start watching Housewives of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Actually read something. It's always the weed heads that know everything. That's a liar, bro. You're lying. Listen, man, all you gotta do is pick up a book, man. It's hard. Keep reading.
Against the Seleucid ruler Antiochus the fourth.
And Antiochus the Epiphany was a wicked devil, man. You can read about him in history. Everyone was scared of him, man. This type of man will skin you alive. This devil here will put you in a frying pan and fry you, man. I ain't bullshit. I wish I was lying. I know it sounds far-fetched, but I wish I was lying. You can read about the punishment of the Greeks, man. Antiochus Epiphanes in particular was a wicked somebody, man. Antiochus have a big frying pan made out of metal with hot oil in there, and we'll put humans in there, man, and fry them up. Antiochus was so wicked, he put pig on the altar of God, man, knowing that God don't like pig. He made sure to take the piss, he put pig on our altar, man. And that's just like the white man. The white man likes to put it in, the white man likes to defile you, man. He likes to break you down. Like in slavery, the white man could have raped a black woman, but no, he wanted to rape black men. Knowing that we don't like homosexuality, he wants to show you that, listen, you don't like it, I do. He likes to break you. The white man can be a homosexual anywhere in the world, but guess what? He wants to be a homosexual in Jamaica, man. He wants to walk around prancing around on your beaches. He's not happy till he breaks your soul, breaks everything you stand for. And that's what the Greeks did back then. They knew that we got circumcised, so they made laws saying, boom, no circumcision. See, when it comes to the Pakistani man, the Pakistani man can be a Pakistani in England and wear his hat, and the woman can wear their scarf, but not a black man. You have braids and you got patterns in your hair. Oh, you can't have that. That's not school uniform. They like to break everything black people stand for, man. You have a little lingo. Stop talking like that, man. Meanwhile, Pakistanis can talk how they want to talk in their language. It's fine. When it comes to black people, they like to break you. You read it also in the Apocrypha, man, with the Maccabees.
That's right.
Keep it in.
And reconstructed the defiled temple of Jerusalem.
And our temple was defiled. Imagine this: they took our temple and they didn't destroy it. They didn't take our temple and destroy it. That's what you would do. Usually you take a temple and destroy it, like the Greeks. Like I said, they like to break you, man. Like to break you. In slavery, master have sex with your woman in front of your face. And they took our temple and turned it to a gym. Turned it to a gym, man. The word gym means naked. That's what the word gym means. Look, read, look, you Google it, man. Go on Google, type in gym, it'll tell you from the word gymnast, naked. And they turned our holy temple where the sacrifices were done, man. Prayers were done. Remember carry their sheep in there to get sacrificed by the priest, man. It was a holy place. A woman couldn't go to the temple if she was on a monthly, man. And they took the holy place where men just rested all day. Men would bang weights and do chin-ups and push-ups, man. That's them saying, oh, this is holy to you. Psh, ain't shit but a gym to us. And that's so like the white man today, man. He ain't changed at all, man. That's so like the oppressor today. Like to come to your land, take over your land, take the oil, man. And everything holy to go, this is little sort of doormat, this is, man. Oh, it's slave. Oh, this is your wife that you love so much. Well, tonight, I'm gonna have a quickie with her, man. So you is your wife, she's your everything, but to me, it's just some fun for tonight, man. That's all she's to me. Well, this is your son that you love so much. And you listen, for the Metropolitan Police, it was target practice for us. I thought he had a gun. You know what I'm saying? I thought he had a gun. That's your son that you love so much, that you love and cherish and breastfeed him to the Metropolitan Police. It's target practice, man. If you look to me, who do you think he is? He thinks he's hard, walking with a bump. You know, I'm the law, man. Show some respect, man. They taser your kids, shoot your kids up. That's what they like to do, man. They like to break you, man. Keep it in.
The name Maccabee was a title of honor given to Judas, a son of Mattathias.
So Judas was the father of the Maccabee family. Now, a lot of people think that they were called the Maccabee family. No, it's the title. You know because of how strong they was, in history, they call these men the Maccabee family, the Hammer family. Just like you got Mike Tyson called Iron Mike. His mom did not name him Iron, and his surname ain't Mike. But over time, his sons were called the Iron Mike family. Or people say, oh, you're the son of Iron Mike. And like with the Judas Maccabee, proving more that this is a black man's book, man. Black man, what are black people famous for? Nicknames, man. With a brother back in the days, man, that could run fast. His name was called Bullet, man. You know what I'm saying? You go from the ends and there's two Josephs. So there's a little one and there's a big one. The little one's called Little Joseph, man. The big one's called Big Joseph. That's how we talk, man. And you got a family of bad niggas, a family of tough brothers that can throw down. Guess what? They're the Maccabee family, man. You know what? That's a Hammer family over there, man. That's what, you know what I mean? That's some real ones, man. It's like, yeah.
No sweat. And the hero of the Jewish wars of independence.
And they were the heroes of the Jewish wars of independence. You know how America got Independence Day? The 4th of July, everyone lights fireworks. You know, black people like to go to London every November 11 and, say we're free and put a poppy on their chest. This is our holiday, man. This is our independence, man. Black man, imagine this, black man. Imagine this. This is how silly we look. We don't know it, but this is how silly we look. Imagine it's, let me think. Imagine, all right, cool. Imagine there's a day that black people celebrated, and that day was when slavery was over. You know what I mean? So that day pops up every year, and you're partying and you're blowing your whistles. This is the day when slavery was over. Behind you, the Indian man's there as well, blowing the whistle with you. Woo! You got the free slavery t-shirt on. You'd be like, this guy's crazy. What's he doing here? You don't belong here. But that's how we look when we celebrate Eid. We're black people, we're Arabs. We're talking about, Eid Mubarak, man. That's how stupid we look. That's how stupid we look when we celebrate Christmas. I put a tree in our house. We look just as stupid. They got nothing to do with us. And we're celebrating it, holding it up. That's how dumb we look doing it, man. Keep it
in. From 168 to 164 BCE.
Look at that, man. 100 what?
168 to 164 BCE.
Look at that, a 4-year war. His brother fought a 4-year war. We're going to read the story, man. How his brother was courageous and wouldn't bow down. And that's how we got to be, man. And the only spirit I see with anyone like these brothers here are the men of the I.S.U.P.K, man. I'm going to show you. I know you're thinking, oh, here we go. There's Karafi boasts of the I.S.U.P.K again. But you're going to find out, man, that no one got the same spirit, man. Your Christian church is even scared, man. Go tell your pastor to speak against gays. Go out, dare you. Your pastor will go, he's scared, man. God's not really into it, but who am I to judge, man? You know what I mean? Mr. Pastor is supposed to be a man of God. In the UPK is the only place where a man was just wrong. It's abominable to God, man. Don't care about his job. Don't care about getting cancelled. don't care about spending a night in jail, don't care about getting his YouTube page blocked. But your pastor's scared, man. He no man of God, man. The only men that would dare to go against the government, dare go against the world, is the men right here, man.
That's right.
Keep it in.
Later, the name Maccabees was extended to include his whole family.
There you go. Later, it was his whole family. This is a brother that had integrity, taught his sons right. He was like, fuck that, I ain't doing that, man. And he raised his son so good, so right, that his son's like, yeah, dad, me neither. His other son, yeah, me too. Like, oh, you know, I ain't know I raised that so good, man. Raise his sons up properly, man. Keep it in.
Specifically, Mattathias.
And his first son was called Mattathias. Every dad, if you're a father out there,
The dad's a dad.
it's okay, Mattathias is the dad.
Yes.
Mattathias is the dad. His son was called Judas Maccabee and a son called Judas. And every dad knows when you got a son, there's that one son, man. You got sons that, you know, they're all good. There's that one son that listens to everything you say, man, wants to be like his dad, man. And that was that was Judas Lakia, the next in command. Keep it in.
And a Judas is for a brothers.
And his 4 brothers, man. And his 4 brothers for this courageous family. All of us didn't bow down to the Greeks, man. Now, had we followed the Christian church, had we followed the masses, people say, oh, see, there's only 4 of you, man. But Christianity is bigger than you, man. We don't need numbers, man. Right here, the masses were scared of the Greeks. And the 5 men were small, man. And they won, man. We don't need numbers to win, man. When you're with God, that's all the numbers you need, man. Keep it in.
John, Simon, Eleazar, and Jonathan.
John, Simon, Eliezer, what? Jonathan.
Yes.
And people name their sons after these brothers today, man. Why? Because of how great they are. When you're a great brother and you do good stuff, people that don't even know you will name their kids after you, man. Look at Mark, Luke, John, Joshua. These are famous brothers, man, that powerful, that earn the position so that thousands of years later, you can name the sons after these brothers, man. Keep it in.
There is no unanimity about the meaning of the title Maccabee. A Hebrew may be the reads as hammer.
There you go, the hammer, man. These men were strong. What's a hammer for? A hammer for beating shit, man. Use a hammer to bang nails into the wall or into wood or something hard. And these brothers were hard brothers, man. That's why they call them the hammer. They call them the hammer family, the Maccabee family, man. Keep with it.
A hammer, hammerer, or extinguisher.
Look at that, man. The Maccabee even means hammer or the hammerer. So even the hammer itself, which he used to beat, or the man hammering. You know what I mean? Either way, it's a hard title, man. Keep it in.
Since Judas held the initiative in the long war against the Syrians, he was probably regarded in the same light as King Edward I of England, who was known as the Hammer of the Scots.
There you go. So later on, even the white man stole the title as well. You know what I mean? That the white king called the Hammerer of the Scots stole this from the Bible, man. Like the Bible is the greatest story ever told. That's why everybody wants to take the story, man. That's why when you watch Hollywood, the white man wants to be Samson, he wants to be Jesus, man. You go to Africa, there's people that circumcise their kids. Why? Because this is the greatest story ever told, man. When you hear people say, but in India, there's archaeology of blah, 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 they must be the real Jews. No, they're not, man. This is the greatest story ever told, man. So why would you not want to mimic these people, man? Why would you not want to be like these people? Where in history can you hear about a small family taking over all the Greeks, man? Nowhere, man. That's why people want to be like this. You don't hear it in Egypt. You don't hear it in Nigerian history. You don't hear it in the Metaneta or Arab history. Only in the Bible, man. That's why everybody wants it, man.
That's right.
Keep it in.
All right. Through the 2nd century BCE, the city state of Jerusalem, Judah, lay between 2 great powers, the powers of Egypt and Syria.
So we was in between 2 great powers, man. Egypt and Syria. That's like today. Black people are between 2 great powers, man. 2 great religions, man. What? Christianity and Islam, man. You ain't with one, you're on the other, primarily. You know what I mean? And back then, same thing, those 2 great powers. But these powers back then weren't religions, man. There was literally nationalities. One was powerful and the other was powerful, man. And what do black people do when there's 2 great powers, man? What do? Do we stand strong and become a third power? No, what we tend to do is join one of them. The one that's strongest, we join them. In Jamaica, Jamaica was first owned by the Spanish, man. And what did we do? We served the Spanish. And then England took over. What did black people do? Well, I guess I'll just join the British then, man. Keep it in.
All right. The Ptolemies ruled Egypt.
So the Ptolemies ruled Egypt. Ptolemy was a family. Ptolemy was a man that was given Egypt by Antiochus Epiphanes.
By
Alexander the Greek, Slovakia. He was given it. Keep reading.
They ruled Egypt and the Seleucids in Syria.
And the Seleucids in Syria. The same Syria that you know today. Keep reading.
These were residual states that had been left when Alexander the Great's empire broke up about 20 years after his death.
There you go. So when you read the Bible, in history, Alexander the Great was a man that was powerful, took over all the known world. When he died, he gave his kingdom to his right-hand men. He had 4 generals, and he gave them to his generals. He gave Ptolemy Egypt. He gave, I can't remember, Lacomaeus, Ptolemy, Seleucid, and Cassandra. And he parted his kingdom to his 4 best generals. That's why the Bible refers to him as a leopard with 4 wings, because he was known for wearing a leopard coat, and the 4 wings was his great generals. You can read it in the Apocrypha. You read it actually, verse 1.
Yeah.
This is the book of Maccabees 1:1. You can read that, please, Mawasa. Sorry, turn him up to the other one. Speaker, Kyle. Oh, no, so yeah. Go on.
Could you repeat that, please?
If you read that, please, Maccabee 1:1.
And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persian and Medes, that he reigned in this stead for the first over Greece.
So up there. So listen, Alexander was the first over Greece. This is history right here. You can find this in any history. Alexander the Greek, or what they call the Great, was the king over Greece, man. And the Bible speaking about it right here. So Alexander, the son of Philip the Macedonian. Look it up on Wikipedia. Alexander's father was Philip the Macedonian, and that is written in the Bible. And the Bible says what? He was the first king over Greece. Alexander was a Greek king, man. The first king that ruled over the Greek Empire. The Bible is history, man. The Bible backs up modern day history. You can find that in the Bible, man. Keep it in.
Verse 2. And made many wars and won many strongholds.
And this man won many wars, man. Took over many people, conquering the world. He was like the British. The British started off with Barbados, man. Then Trinidad, then Jamaica, then all the Caribbean islands, then Australia. Then they got, what's the British get? They got Australia, South Africa. You know what I mean? Then they spread to the Fiji Islands. They got Hawaii. That was the same thing Alexander the Greek was doing back then. Taking over islands, man. Taking over, conquering. The British even got India, got Pakistan. Why do you think Pakistanis are in England today? Because they got a right to be here. Because they was a part of the British Empire, man. And the white man was doing this back then, conquering lands, man, and colonizing them. Keep it in.
And slew kings of the earth.
And slew the kings of the earth, man. Going to India, taking over that. Going to the islands, taking over that. Going to another country, Australia, wiping out the Aborigines, man, and putting his prisoners there and doing all types of madness, man. Keep it in.
Verse 3. And went through out the hand of the earth and took spoils of many nations.
And went throughout all the earth and took many spoils, man. Just like what he does today. Goes to Afghanistan and takes the opium, man. Goes to the Middle East and takes the oil, man. You know what I mean? He went to Jamaica and took the coffee beans and the sugar cane and what else to make it up? Made coffee bean, tobacco, cane. He called it Tobago. Why? Because it's known for tobacco, man. Went to India, took all the Indian gold.
Pimento.
Slovakia.
Pimento.
Things that we see today in Asda, we think, oh, this got no value. Back then it had value, man. It went to took that seasoning from India and the curries and all that. These stuff so big on the market, man. Nowadays these things ain't much valuable. What's valuable today is like people exchange cars and car parts and so forth. Back then, this was big, man. Cotton on the market back then was massive. Sugar was big on the market, man. Keep it in.
It's like in so much that the earth was quiet before him.
And the earth was quiet before him, man. You know what that means to be quiet before him? It means no one would dare challenge him. You know when you step in the room, everybody, oh shit, it was quiet. You know, you step in the room, it was quiet. That means that man in that room is the baddest man that nobody don't want to say nothing. Nobody wants to be the one speaking that tune and getting the head boss. The earth was quiet before him. When he steps in the room, it was like, whoa. And that's the white man today, man. The same Greeks today grew big and changed their name. And then Greeks became the Romans. Then they became the Spanish, the Dutch, the French, the British. That's the names they go under today, man. And they do the same thing that they've been doing. And everyone's scared of them. Why? Because they got nukes, man. Everyone's scared of Vladimir Putin. Everyone's scared of what's his name? Fucking hell. What's the other one? Boris Johnson. All the other nations. You don't want to cross these Greeks, man, today, man. They'll put sanctions on your country. They'll lock you down. They invade your country. Take your oil. Take your opium. Keep it in.
Blackie. Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up.
When this man got exalted, and his heart was lifted up, meaning he got proud, he thought, wow, no one can touch me. And that's how they feel today. They feel like, wow, I got the best, empire in the globe. I'm British. God bless, God save the Queen. No one can mess with us, man. Go back to your country. You don't like it here. Well, piss off back to your country then, man. And same thing in America. Oh, America is the greatest country in the world. God bless America. We're the greatest country in the United States. Oh, garbage there. Oh, the red, we got the spangled banner and stars. And same with England, man. Like the British bulldog on their arm. The British bulldog with the Union Jack. England. They get all lifted up, man. They feel there's something, man. You want to see them at the World Cup? Oh my God. Anybody would think it was white people playing on the team? How dare you talk about how great England is? England, and whoa. And football's coming home again. But are you seeing the same screen I'm seeing? There's a black man playing for you. Like, you couldn't sing this song if Raheem Sterling wasn't kicking his ball around. You couldn't play if all these black. I'm seeing all these black players on the pitch, man. And you got a nerve to be proud. Excuse me. Keep reading.
Slacking. And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries.
And then he had a strong host. The host is an army. He had a mighty strong army and ruled over many countries, man. Keep it in.
And nation and kings who became tributary unto him.
And you know what a tributary is? He said he took over many countries and they became tributaries unto him. If you pay tribute, it means you pay a man taxes. It was strong and influential and ever had to pay him taxes, man. It's like today you call it extortion. You know, if you're a drug dealer or a bad man in your ends, everyone got to pay you money, man. What's called for protection?
Yeah, protection they call it.
And that's what the Greeks were doing back then. Every nation had to pay him money. He sat back and got your gold, sat back, got your riches. Keep it in.
Verse 5. And after these things, he fell sick and perceived that he should die.
And that's what happened. When Alexander the Great was young, man, he died. Some people say of syphilis, some people say the sore disease. And he died, man. It's a history. And the Bible spoke about this way before you learned about it in school, man. They tell you that Alexander the Great died of a flu or a cough or syphilis. And the Bible spoke about that thousands of years before your historians spoke about that, man. Keep it in.
So like it. Verse 6. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth.
There you go. And he called his servants. He had 4 men that that were his generals. They were notable men. And he parted his kingdom amongst these men. Keep it in.
And parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive.
There you go. And that's in the Bible, man. And someone get me in history where he parted his kingdom to his 4 generals. In fact, you can get that type of them Alexander the Great on Wikipedia. It will tell you, man. Bear me 2 seconds, yeah? Right, yeah? Any questions? All right, let's put your hand up. could be off topic, on topic. Is any questions? Any question line, Mawasa?
Like you said again?
You got any questions?
Yes.
Go on.
Slaki. What was the in this the disease that he died from? Was it syphilis?
Yeah,
Or it was a Bible wound?
some people say syphilis. Some people say it was some sort of flu. But the Bible just says he fell sick and died. But some historians say syphilis. Some say the flu. No one really knows what the Bible says. He fell sick. So the Bible's still accurate. The Bible says he fell sick and died.
Okay.
Which actually happened in history as well.
I've got it from
Yeah, Alexander the Macedonian. Cool. Alexander the Macedonian, is it? Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. No sweat. So we're gonna get some history on Alexander the Great.
All right, so Alexander the Great, you want these 4 generals that ruled afterwards?
Get his name. Get where he comes from first.
Okay. All right, so we got Alexander the Great, Alexander the Third of Macedon, commonly known as Alexander the Great, was a king. Was a king of ancient Greece, a king of Macedon, a member of the Argead dynasty.
So okay. So read that again, Mawasa. Maccabees 1:1.
Maccabees 1:1.
Go on.
Maccabees 1:1. And it happened after that. Alexander of Philip, the Macedonian.
It's up there. So Alexander, the son of Philip the Macedonian. That's the Bible. What did history say? Read that again.
Alexander the Great was a king of ancient Greece,
Okay.
the king of Macedon.
There you go. The king of Macedon. Here in the Bible it says what? The Macedonian. He was of the family of Macedon, the Macedonian. Keep it in the Bible.
So okay. The Macedonian who came out of the land of Chittim had smitten Darius, king of the Persian, and Medes, and reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
So the Bible goes that Alexander the Greek was the first king over Greece. What does history say?
Was a king of ancient Greek.
There you go, man.
Kingdom of Macedon.
There you go, man. So the Bible is history. The problem is people are banging a tambourine and thinking the Bible is a songbook, man. Thinking it's a song and a dance. They ain't reading it, man. That's why people say, well, how can you fix new problems with an old book, man? This Bible is inaccurate. It got all these inaccuracies. Show me these inaccuracies, man. The Bible is a history book. It lines up perfectly with history. Long before your historians and your PhD scholars and your theologians and all these people that add up history and go dig up relics, the Bible's let you know who Philip the Macedonian is, man. All the people in the Bible were real people. Moses, Jesus, the prophets, King David. These are historical figures, man. And you can find them in the Bible and even in history as well, man. No sweat. So keep reading there, Mawasa. I think it's
Should you read from verse 1 or go down to verse 7? Where we stopping?
so read the Maccabees again. So read verse 7.
Verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
So Alexander reigned 12 years and died, which is pretty much a long time, man. He reigned 12 years, then he died of some say syphilis, some say some cold, some say some type of fever, but who knows? The fact is he got sick and died, which the Bible does account for. Keep reading.
So like verse 8. And his servants bear rule over one in his place.
And his servants ruled over. He had 4 servants. He had a big kingdom, and he parted the kingdom into 4 parts, and he gave each one of his generals a part to rule over. He had Ptolemy, Cassandra, Lacamias, and the last one is who's it?
Oh, man. Not Antiochus came later from the Seleucid.
I can't remember, but anyway, he had four generals, and Ptolemy took over Egypt, one took over India, and they took over their provinces. And out of them 4, another one came out that was wicked, and that's the one we fought against in the time of the Maccabees. Hence why I read a holiday yesterday. Keep reading.
It's like a number 8. Sorry. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years.
So after he died, his four generals took over, and the men under them started giving themselves rank and started to give themselves authority. That's what it means, put crowns on himself. Keep reading.
So did their sons after them many years, and evil was multiplied in the earth.
And that's what the Bible said. The Bible said evil was multiplied in the earth, man. When the Greeks were ruling, evil was multiplied in the earth. Now you go to school now, and they tell you when the Greeks were ruling, it was a great time, man. They teach about Greek mythology and this and that and Medusa. When the Bible goes, when the Greeks were ruling, evil was multiplied in the earth, man. And what was the Greeks known for? Homosexuality, man. Let you know what homosexuality is evil, man. Well, there was known for having orgies and whatnot, man. Let you know that orgies is evil. The Bible goes, everything they done was evil. When they was in rule, evil was multiplied in the earth. You watch boxing today, you think, oh, it's a sport, man. Really, boxing was a big disgusting orgy, man. Why do you think they wear shorts, man? The word gym comes from the word gymnast, which means naked. Why do you think every sport you do in the Olympics is naked? Why do you think when Shelly Ann Fraser's running, she's in spandex, man? Why do you think the men bend over before they run? Why do you think boxers, footballers, wrestlers, all of them are naked in spandex, man? Because back in the day, they was butt naked, man. Today, to make it look a bit decent, they put spandex on them. Just about, man. Some of these men are wearing, even wrestling today, when you're watching the WWE and so forth, man, some of these men got some tight shorts on, man. Why? Because back then the Greeks invented all them kind of sports there, man. The swimming, all that come from the Greeks, the racing and so forth. And they was known for being wild homosexuals, man. Known for it, man. It's like it's a
Yeah, it's heavy that you said that, and that's in history as well. It was a Hellenist, so it's when like basically you will learn the Greek ways of life. I got the definition. If you want to get into that.
and even Olympics. The word Olympics come from what? Mount Olympia, man. Which is what a mount, what's it called? Historical mount, mythological mountain
In Greek.
in Greece, man. Legend has it that all the gods, what's their name, Zeus and Poseidon, was all born on Mount Olympus. And that's where it comes from. It's all Greek. It's like him also.
Isn't that Olympus come from the gods? Olympic come from the god Olympius.
Yeah, they had a mountain though called Mount
Oh,
Olympus. And that's where all the gods were, allegedly born. The Zeus and all the stuff there. That's why Nike is a Greek god, the god of sport. That's why they named the trainer Nike because it's good for sport and running and all them type of things there, man. It's like I said.
No, so I got a definition. Hellenistic, a culture, thus represents a fusion of the ancient Greek world with that of Western Asia, Northeastern Africa, and Southwestern Asia.
There you go. So Hellenistic, you read the Bible or read definitions. Hellen was a man that was colonized and taught Greek ways of living. So imagine you ain't Greek, but you have a Greek way of living. The Greeks did what the British did today, the exact same thing. So you could be a man that you're not from England, never seen England in your life. You live in Jamaica, but you know about Christmas though. You know what I mean? You know about Sunday, or Jamaicans have Sunday dinner. Why? Because they taught British culture, man. You know about Christmas and birthdays and Easter, and that's why you think Jamaicans have Easter bun and they have bun and cheese on Easter and don't eat fish during Easter. Even though they've never seen England, they've been taught English ways. And you had people back then that was taught Greek ways, and they were called Hellenistics. So in the Bible, in the New Testament, when it talks about the Greeks, a lot of people think, see, Timothy was a Greek. See, all people can come in the UPK. No, they can't, man. Timothy was a black man taught Greek ways, man. It's like, yeah.
That's right.
Okay, Jack, anyway, further for that. So if you give me verse 10, Baba Kushar.
Salaki, verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes,
And
son
out
of
of them came a wicked root, man. You read about Antiochus Epiphany. It was a wicked smarty, man. Now, so you can read about the history of him. This guy was serious, man. You know what I mean? And guess what? He was so wicked, every black man was scared of him. No black man wanted no parts of him. It was dangerous, man. But there's one family that weren't having it. And we're going to read about them in a minute, man. Keep reading.
Antiochus, the king, who had been hostage at Rome, and reigned in the 137 years of the king of the Greeks.
Go on, carry on.
Okay, sorry. Verse 11. In those days, when there were out of Israel wicked men who pursued many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathens.
So they go in those days came wicked men. Wicked men. What did these men say? Let us make a covenant with the heathen, man. Who are those men today? Does anyone know? So there's people, there was black people back then that said, you know what? Let's go join these heathen, man. Let's go do what they do. Who are the men today, man? Does anyone know? Go on.
Pastors,
Martin Luther King.
There you go, man. So lucky the brother said Martin Luther King. What you say, Emma Wasa?
pastors,
Your pastors, man.
That's right.
Your pastor, yeah, man. Be a Christian. God loves everybody. Stop that racist stuff. We love everybody. These men are men that persuade black men to follow after the heathen. What? You're homosexual. Don't worry about that, man. You was made that way, man. You was made that way. Come on, you can't choose who you fall in love with, man. These are men that persuade men to follow after the heathen, man. You know what I mean? What? You want to be Muslim, be Christian, what you want, man. There's nothing wrong with that, man. You know what I mean? Choose whatever God you want to choose, man. These are men that persuade men to do after the heathen. And it's usually your pastors, your vicars, your celebrities, the people you look up to. And we had that back then. And the Bible said that what? They were wicked men. So back then, wicked men persuaded brothers to go after the heathen, man. These weren't good brothers. They weren't righteous brothers. They were what the Bible calls wicked men. Martin Luther King was a wicked man, telling black people to join with our enemy, man. You know what I mean? Your pastors telling you to celebrate Easter. Do what the Bible calls wicked men. Keep reading.
so like I said, a covenant with the heathens run about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
So what are these wicked men saying right here, man? They said, let's make a covenant with the heathen, because since we parted from them, we had much sorrow. What they saying here, Mawasa?
Like again,
What are these men saying in a nutshell?
to make for since we have departed from them, we had such sorrows. Uh, the sorrows like problems that they face.
That's right. That question.
No, I wanted to answer
Will
also.
I answer yourself? Go on.
I want to say they mean it like we was better off when we was slaves.
There you go, man. Give the brother a hand, man. What they're saying basically is, we was better off as slaves. Since we did our own thing and being independent, life been hard, man. We was better being slaves under them. And that's how black people think today. That's how black people, the amount of times I heard black people say, listen, Jamaica was better before independence. How many times you heard that? We was better before independence. It was better off. We just didn't have an independence, man. So if we leave the white man, then how are we gonna do? How are we gonna get housing? How are we gonna get free dental care? How are we gonna get this? That's what these men said. These men said since we departed from the heathen, we've had much sorrows, man. We don't get food like everybody else. Life is harder. We gotta go the extra mile. And black people say the same thing today. What do black people say? I want to support black businesses, but I can't go to the black man shop. It's too what? It's too expensive. It's too expensive. That's what they say. When that black man got to sell his stuff expensive, why? Because he ain't got the links like the white man. He ain't got the links like the Asian man. He buys his stuff expensive because he's black. It's hard for him. So he got to see that money back. He's not doing it because he's greedy. But black was like, I would love to support you, but supporting is too sorrowful. I'll just go back to the heathen, man. I'll support Azam and Tesco and Habib around here because that's less sorrowful. That don't dig into my pocket. Helping you. If I depart from them and say help you, it's too much, man. Oh, I don't have the money. Sometimes you gotta do it, man. So like, don't get simple. Some things black people just don't sell. Like you're not gonna buy a car from black people. We don't make cars. So sometimes you gotta go support the Germans, man, and get yourself a BMW or so forth. But if you can help a brother, man, and they hurt you a bit, just hurt you a bit, man. So lucky, because all you're gonna do is waste the money anyway or something else. Actually, I'm trying to say I'm broke. I'm trying to save my money, but then you buy some shoes that you don't really need, man, or some shoes that you wear once. A minute ago you was broke. I can't afford to pay that, man, but you can afford to buy shoes that you're gonna wear once. We have got it, man. But again, when we leave the heathen, we're like, I can't support my own. So like I said,
Now I was just gonna say the exact same thing, really. That we forget the big thing. The big thing is that you're not under a nation. That's the big thing. But because we don't want to work and do the thing that we have to do, we'd rather be under someone.
and there you go. It's laziness. It's lazy. To be listen, the Bible goes, what the kingdom of God don't come by observation. I mean, it's not gonna just come like bang in front of your face. You have to work for it, man. It's hard, but we don't want to work for it. We rather to serve the heathen. It's much easier. We don't want to go hungry for a bit and get this thing right and train and get it right and fight for the kingdom. We rather be under the white man. And guess what? Under the white man, guess what we get under the white man? Crumbs, man. How about we fight, man, and fight and get our own nation? It's gonna be rough. After all that, guess what? We get more than crumbs, man. We get the whole globe. But that's too much for me. I'd rather stay here and get the crumbs, get the job seekers, and get harassed by the police. But I'd rather that than go hungry for a couple of days. That's too much for me. I'm cool. This is right here. It's comfortable. I'm comfortable with this. I mean, my minimum wage job and the police harassing me and sirens in my area and drugs in my neighborhood. I'm cool with that, man. Don't let me try to fight for my own kingdom. It's too much for me. There's gonna be a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of fighting, a lot of hunger nights. I can't have that, and that's the problem that we had then, and also we had in the time of Moses. Brothers wanted to go back to slavery. Why? Because we was hungry. We was hungry, and we said, "What?" We said, "Moses brought us out here to die." We was angry at Moses. We were slaves, man. Are we ain't slaves no more? But we're angry because we're hungry. Our stomach, God forbid your stomach growl. No, I won't go back, man. Forget that. Listen, man. We got a long way to go, man. Keep it in.
Okay. So this device pleased them well.
And this device pleased them well. So you know what? Let's join with the heathen, man. And the woman said, "You know what? You're right." Another man, "Yeah, you're right, man." That idea it pleased them well. They go, "Yeah, man, that makes sense, man." I mean, no more hungry nights because since we left them, we didn't get no job seekers allowance, man. We didn't get no more JSA. We didn't get no more Christmas bonus. We don't, none of that, man. It's killing us. Keep it in.
Okay. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathens.
And the Bible says some of the people so forward. Forward means rank, man. Out of order, disrespectful. Some of the people so rank out of order. They went to the king, but I'm going to the king. Went to the Greeks, man. And the Greeks gave them license to sin. Gave them license to sin, man. They went to the king. King, listen, we want to be homosexuals, but in Jerusalem, they will kill you for that. And the king said, "Is that right? Okay, well, I'm saying you can't do that, man." That's what they did. Went to the king. In our kingdom, you can't sin. So they went above and beyond, man. Went to another nation that gave them license to sin, gave them license to go against God. That's what these men did. Keep it in.
Verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the custom of the heathens.
And these men built what? A place of exercise, man. A place of exercise. This is what? Because we wanted to be like the heathen. And the heathen were known for having what did I say earlier? A gym. Today, we feel a gym is a place where you go to keep fit. Now, man, back in the day, a gym was a disgusting place where men were naked, man. So, luck, yeah. Look it up, man. The word gym means naked. It was a place where men would go with other men. And why do you think wrestling, which is supposed to be a sport, why the men got to be naked, man? Shirt off and spandex and the whole nine right there, man. That's what they built in Jerusalem. We wanted to be like the homosexuals, man. We wanted to be like the Greeks and the sexual deviants. And we said, you know what? We want a place where we can exercise just like you, but we want it in our country. Keep it in.
Okay. Verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant. And
we forsook our covenant. A covenant is an agreement, it's a contract, man. You're bound to a contract. If anyone on EE or free or what's them lines you got, man? EE, free, Vodafone. You're in a covenant with Vodafone, man. If you're not pay as you go anyway. And if you forsake that covenant, that's you said, I ain't paying that bill. And black men, we're in a covenant with God, man. What's that covenant? That we can't have tattoos, man. We can't be like the other nations. We can't be sexual deviants, man. And we forsook that covenant. We say, forget that, man. I'd rather be with the Greeks, man. No, don't bother circumcise your kids no more. Let's be with the Greeks, man. It's more fun to be over there. Being with God is too much pressure, man. It's free over here. It's fun. You can go to the gym and get naked and smoke all this and drink all that and have sex with this and have sex with that. That's what we wanted, man. And we forsook our holy covenant, man. Suck, sir.
I got the definition of a gym, if you want it. So the name comes from the ancient Greek term, a gymnos, meaning naked.
There you go, man. There you go. Why is the place of exercise called naked? Shouldn't the definition of the word gym mean exercise, fitness, muscle? You know what I'm saying? Fat burner. Why is a place? Why is a place where you go to exercise called naked? Because originally it had nothing to do with exercise, man. It's all about being naked, man. It's lucky, sir.
There's some more in it. O- Only adult males were allowed to use the gym.
Look at that, man. Nowadays, you see
Wow.
women in the gym. You see women on the treadmill, but this place was only for males. Man. I wonder why, man. I wonder why males are only allowed in this gym. Could it be because they were sexual deviants? Could it be because they were homosexuals? Maybe it was, man. So I'm thinking only adult male. So you got a place where only males are allowed. Wait, you got a place where only naked men are allowed. That sounds like some homosexual brothel to me. So luck, yeah. So I'm saying, I don't know.
Like, if-
What do I know? I'm just reading the definition. It's lucky, Mausa.
but if you compare the Muslim church, this it's the same rules they go by, you know. When they bow down, the people upon each other's ass.
It wouldn't surprise me. Too much bend over business, man. So lucky, man. But so, carry on.
All right. In the middle of the definition, athletes competed nude, a practice which was said to encourage aesthetic appreciation of the male body.
Look at that, man. Athletes was performing nude, man, in this place. Only men was allowed in there, man. Come on, man. That's what the Greeks brought to society. We used to the Olympics. The Olympics is good. It's just sports, man. Now this is where it came from, man. The Olympics turned sport into competition. Back then, we just swam. It was them that put it into a competition and made it a race, and the goggles and so forth, and the strong man this and the strong man that. That was them, man. Keep it in.
Salaki.
No. Yeah, in the Bible, slack, yeah.
Sorry. And the heathens were sold to do mischief
Say that again.
and joined themselves to the heathens and were sold to do mischief.
And we join ourselves with the heathens, man. No, we're a nation of people separate, man. The Arabs don't join with the Europeans. So why are we the only ones joining with all the other nations, man? We joined with the nation and did mischief, did sin. Keep it in.
And now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought the foreigners over Egypt that he might have their dominion over two realms.
All right, also skip me to verse 20. So this I'm skipping some time. So
Okay.
Antiochus Epiphanes took over Egypt. When he took over Egypt, he said, you know what, I'm going to Jerusalem now. Started feeling himself, saying, yo, I took over Egypt. I'm coming to Jerusalem now. This is us back in the day. We're minding our business in our country, not bothering nobody. And here comes Antiochus Epiphanes into our land, man, trying to mess with us, trying to turn it. You know what I mean? We're already serving this God, but it's not good enough. Now he wants to fight against us and burn us down, man. Keep it in.
So like verse 20. And after that Antiochus had smitten Egypt and returned again in the 140 and third year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude.
And after that, it came against us with a great multitude, man. A multitude means a great crowd of people, a big number of people. It came against us with a big number of people, man. Keep it in.
Verse 21. And entered.
Proudly.
Sorry, she makes my hair get faggy. And entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away.
So I can pause that. We
golden
switch.
altar.
We give you a rest for a second. We switch reader. One of the brothers read for the brother, yeah? I mean, first Maccabees 1 and 21.
Slack it. Let me get a glass.
No, sir. Go on.
Chapter 1 and where?
121.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 21. And entered proudly into the sanctuary.
And this man entered proudly into the sanctuary. And that's so like the white man today, man. Proud, man. This man will walk into your house talking about, I got a warrant, man. Let me show you how proud this man is. Imagine this man here went to Saddam Hussein and said that we got to come into your country because you got weapons of mass destruction. Meanwhile, guess what? Guess what England got? Weapons of mass destruction. So he's saying we can have him, or you can't have him. And what said to the man, we got to come to your country and make sure that this accusation ain't true. That's like, I imagine me coming to your house, say, yo, I want to search your house just to make sure you ain't got nothing in there that I disapprove of. You be like, yo, who the fuck are you? You can't come in my house. That's how proud this man is, man. So I gotta come to your house to make sure you ain't got what I got in my house. So I got weapons in my house to make sure England's safe. But I gotta make sure you don't have it in your house. And you can't have it because I said so. You can't defend yourself because I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable with you having weapons in your house. That's what this man said. And proudly said, listen, I'm coming to your house to check. And this man proudly walked into our sanctuary. Let me tell you something. All Israelites couldn't go in the sanctuary, man. Just certain families could go in there, let alone some heathen. And he marched proudly into our sanctuary, man. And this is what he done. Keep it in.
And took away the golden altar.
And took away the golden altar. We had a golden altar that would look beautiful, man. Made out of gold in the time of Moses. The altar was old and ancient, man. Had history on it, man. Had history. You know when you got something, like a lot of you got stuff like that your grandma passed down to you, man. A watch that your grandma passed down to you. And that watch ain't probably about 100 years old, man. Probably 90 years old. And you love it dearly, man. So how do you think we felt about this altar? Thousands of years old, man, the time of Moses. Had history on it, man. From the time of the wilderness, carried into the Holy Land, made by the holy priest. And this man came and took the altar, man. This man damn near disrespected our culture. Some of us got watches or rings that our great grandparents own, and we love it dearly. If that was to get lost, we'll go crazy. And this man took an altar thousands of years old. Holy men built this, man. Men that you read about in the Bible built this, man. Keep it in.
And the candlesticks.
And the candlestick. This is the candlestick right here. What you call a menorah, man. With a big one made out of gold. Once upon a time, listen, long before you had light bulbs, man, you had candlesticks that would light up the temple. Yeah, and with a nice big one that would light up the whole temple, man. And ours was made out of solid gold. And this man took it away, man. Took it away so he can melt it down or put it in his temple. Or put it in his museums like a souvenir. Keep it in.
And all the vessels thereof.
And all the vessels are our plates and cups. Like we see here, vessels that censer here, the golden cups here. Took everything in our temple, man. We had the Ark of the Covenant, all those stuff there. This man took it, just ransacked it and took it, man. Things that we saw as holy, he said, it's gold to me. Just spoils to me. Keep it in.
And the table of the shewbread.
And the table of the showbread, we had a big piece of bread on our table, man, that showed you that what it was symbolic that the priests are eating good. And this man took it to the whole table, man, with all the ornaments and everything on it. Keep it in.
And the pouring vessels, and the veils, and the censers of gold.
Said what? It took the vials, the pouring vessels. We had golden vessels that we will pour water with, man. Every Sabbath service, to begin the Sabbath service, what happens? The brother got to drink wine. If you did a sacrifice, the priest will have to drink the wine, and the priest drink that wine out of a golden cup, man. You think black people are fly today because we got gold teeth? He was fly back then, man. You think black people look good back then because their gold chains? Look, our priests look good back then. Read about the priest, man. The priest had jewels in his chest plate. The priest drank from a golden cup, and that's why the heathen came and took all this, man. Took the golden cup, the censer, the pouring vials, and you know what a censer is? Anyone know what a censer is? You know what a censer is? A censer is this. A censer is what you burn incense in. And we had gold. One made out of solid gold, and he took it, man. Keep it in.
And the veil, and the crowns, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple.
And everything, all the golden ornaments that were before the temple, just ran in the temple like it was nothing. Ran in there like it was nothing, man. Keep it in.
All which he pulled off. He took also the silver and the gold.
Took also the silver and the gold. So even the silver, they took that also. Everything that was in the temple, anything that had value, they took it from us, man. And this is what black people got to remember, man. This is a sad day for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's why yesterday we were celebrating, because this day, after that, a one man stood up and fought against the Greeks and got the stuff back. And this is what we should remember, man. Forget Christmas, man. What is there to remember at Christmas? Christmas is fake, man. Christmas is about reindeers that fly. Christmas is about a man in a red suit giving presents to the whole world, man. What's that got to do with black people? Let's remember this, man. The white man remembers November 11 when they have a puppy on their chest for a whole month, man. They remember their loved ones. Let's remember ours, man. They remember World War One and World War Two and the Holocaust, man. Let's remember ours, man. This was a day this is a horrible day for black people, where the Greeks took everything that we stand for, everything we work for, our heritage. They took it, man. And one man said, "Damn that, I'm gonna fight for this," and we got it back, man. And the only place that we see in the whole globe where men remember this day is at the I.S.U.P.K, man. Keep reading.
And all which he pulled off. Verse 23. He took also the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. Also he took the hidden treasures which he found.
So imagine that. He took the hidden ones as well. You know you're a millionaire. If you're a millionaire, you have gold everywhere, money everywhere. But what also do you have in your mansion?
Like a safe.
There you go. You have a safe as well. You put some stuff away for in times where something might happen. You might get robbed. You can say, "Oh man, well at least you didn't get this in the safe." You put your good stuff in the safe. We had hidden treasures also, man. In the temple, with like catacombs or tunnels, man. We'll hide stuff. This man found that as well, man. God knows how he found it, but he found it. Most likely, he probably got a brother and tortured him. Who knows? But he got the hidden treasure as well, man.
Or he got Uncle Tom.
Yeah, that's right. Or he got Uncle Tom. He got some sellout, man. Some Uncle Tom. Somehow he got the hidden treasure. I don't know how he found it. It's called a hidden treasure for a reason. But he found it somehow. Keep reading. Go on.
The word Uncle Tom no means something bad, Uncle Tom was a good Samaritan, He was you go around giving out stuff. But through the name, just they try to make it synonymous with something bad. But Uncle Tom was a good person.
Yeah, I'll look into it. But yeah, I don't deny that. It could have been. A lot of things change over time. But yeah, man, just give me history on that. We go through it, man. It's okay, we done.
Verse 24. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre.
And he took it all away and went back into his land, having made a great massacre. Massacre is a great killing. When you kill loads of people, it's called a massacre. And took all the gold away and brought it back to his land. And that's like just like what they did in Jamaica, man, and Trinidad. What happened? They worked black people to death on the islands, and all the gold and cotton and money brought it back to England, man. Sold it on the market. The English said that what? They said, "Oh, black people weren't good enough to be on their soil." America was different. America had slaves in America. England didn't. Said, "Nah, slaves not allowed here. So black people not allowed to be on our soil. So they'll work you out there and bring the money here." Just like what this man did. He made a massacre out there and brought all the finances back to his countrymen. Keep it in.
And spoke very proudly.
I spoke proudly, man. Like what they do today. God bless England. God save the Queen. It's the greatest country on the earth. You don't like it, piss off back home, man. Spoke proudly. We're the greatest country on the globe. Who can fight against us, man? Keep it in.
Therefore, there was great mourning in Israel.
And there was great mourning in Israel. And also, they do the same thing today when the Bible goes to speak proudly. What do they call England? They call it Great Britain, man. Great Britain. What? Even in Spanish, the capital of Spain is what? Madrid. And they call it Real Madrid, which means Royal Madrid. We're royal, Great Britain, great this, great that. Speak proudly, man. And guess what? After they massacred us, there was great mourning in Israel, man. Black people was crying. White people was massacred, was killed and robbed and spoiled, man. Keep it
in every place where they were, so that the princes and the elders mourned.
And all the princes and elders mourned, cried. White people was slaughtered by the Greeks, killed by the Greeks. And we was crying, man. It wasn't a great day for us, man. Keep reading.
The virgins and the young men were made feeble.
The virgin and the young men. A virgin is a young woman. So that's virgin today means a woman that didn't have sex. Virgin in the Bible is a young woman. And how do you know? Look at the context. So the virgin and the young man. So basically in the young woman and the young man. That's a virgin is a young woman. You see the context. All it's saying. Keep it in.
And the beauty of woman was changed.
And the beauty of women was changed. Why was it changed? Why was the beauty of women changed? Why? Because they were oppressed, man. They were oppressed and hard done by and sad. Like today, man, they say black don't crack, which it don't, man. So imagine how great we would look if we weren't oppressed, man. They say that black men die in their 50s. Why? Because we're oppressed. They say that black men die of COVID-19 more than anybody else. Of course we do. Because we're oppressed, man. We're slaves. We eat bad food, live in the worst conditions, in the worst neighborhoods. That's why we get the diseases quicker, man. That's why our beauty is changed. Why? Because we're mourning. Keep reading.
Verse 27. Every bridegroom took upon lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness.
There you go. And when you get married, it's supposed to be the happiest day of your life, man. It said she that was in the marriage chamber had heaviness. When you get married, it's supposed to be a great time, man. What the women say, oh, it's the greatest day of my life. But not for us, man. We were spoiled and killed on the bottom, man. Keep reading.
The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion.
And all of us were confused. You ever been in a war and you're confused? You've been broken down. Imagine this. Imagine you're in your land and there's buildings, everything. You know, you're born and raised here, and then after a big war, everything's blown down. You know, the police are gone, the gold is gone. You're confused, like, what happened, man? Like, you don't know what to do. What should we do from here? Imagine you went from going work day to day to now it's being destroyed. You're confused, like, what the hell's going on? And that was in Jerusalem, full of confusion, man. Keep it in.
And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the city of Judah.
So after that now, 2 years expired, the king sent his men to get tribute, man. This is before online banking, man. You want to go get money, and man got to go and get the money for you. And the king sent his men to give tribute. And if you didn't give tribute, you would die, man. If the drug dealer in your ends and he wants money for protection, if you don't pay that money, you're going to die, man. This is when you bully a man to pay something. You bully a man to pay money. You say, listen, like taxes, you say, you better pay me this every month time, man. Keep reading.
Who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and speak peaceably words unto them.
And this man spake peaceable words unto us, man. Oh, guys, just pay the money, man. You know what I mean? We don't mean no harm. Just pay the money. Listen, we're not going to do anything, man. It's all love. You pay me the money, I'll go. Just like what Dunga Bar said yesterday, man. It's a press that speaks great words, man. Speaks great words, man. But it's a liar, man. Speak great words. What does it say to us? Listen, you're all British, man. Whether you're black, British, Pakistani, British, Asian, it don't matter. We're all British, man. Everyone's created equally. We don't treat nobody different. And guess what? Mark Duggan was British, and guess what? Mark Duggan's dead, and he ain't with us today. You know what I mean? Raheem Sterling's a black British man. Meanwhile, when he missed the goal in the Euros the other day, everyone's calling him nigger, man. And throwing banana peels on the pitch, man. They speak nice words. No, man, it's all good. We're all British, and racism don't exist in this country. We're all British, man. From your British, we're all one country. But meanwhile, they choke people like Michelle and Charles to death, man. And the policeman that kills him gets away with it. That's the same peaceable words they taught to black people. Keep reading, Slovakia.
But all was deceit.
But all was deceit. See?
Deceit.
They speak great words to you, but it's deceit, man. They said, no, you're all British, man. But meanwhile, they kill Rashawn Charles. No, it's all love. And listen, everyone's equal. You know what I mean? The police are here to protect all of you, man, whether you're black, brown, white, pink. Meanwhile, the police kill us, though. No, listen, man, you know what I mean? It's a fair country, no matter what color you are. Meanwhile, they deport the British generation, man. They speak all these great words. Meanwhile, it's all deceit, it's all lies. It don't mean anything, man. Keep reading.
Another long time. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon them.
Look at that.
Upon the city.
The white man came to us and spake peaceable, nice words, man. Say, listen, give us the money, we be gone. And when we paid him the money, he killed us, man. He fell on us, which means he kill us. Likewise, even today, man. Listen, if you come to England, listen, Caribbean islands. You know what I mean? We kind of mash up now because of the war. Come to England, man. You know what I mean? Treated equal, build a country. Listen, you be one of us. And we did that. We did just that, and got deported 6 years later, man. So come, you know what I mean? Go get a job, some good jobs here. Go get a job. You can support your family and send money back home, man. We did that. Guess what? who's paying killer money for 1-bedroom houses, man. Paying killer money, man. Everyone's crammed into one room, man. Getting called nigger and gollywog and get back on the jam jar, man. They speak peaceable words, but meanwhile do something else. Keep reading. All deceit, man.
And smooth it very sore.
And smote it very
And
sore.
smote it very
Smoke
sore.
means to kill. They killed it very sore, man. Very sore. You can kill someone in a nice way, or you can kill someone sorely, man. That's what they did to us. After we gave them the money, man. We done.
And destroy much people of Israel.
And it destroyed
Yeah.
much
Okay.
people of Israel. Much of us, he killed us, man. Like it's a game. Like they do today. Black people's a game to them, man. Imagine this in America, yeah, man. In America, brothers was writing. Imagine what's in Rittenhouse. In America, your brothers was writing because they were pissed off with the injustice of black people. And a white man went out there with his rifle and started to kill black people writing, man. This white man is not the police force. He don't work for the police, man. He took it upon himself to go out there and kill people. Listen, if you're not a policeman and you kill someone, that is murder, man. Policemen got the right to lock someone up and put them in handcuffs. If a member of the public locks someone up and put them in handcuffs, what's that called? That's kidnap, man. Police have the right to put someone in their electric chair, man, and kill him. And that's just the law. But if a member of the public does that, that is murder, man. Police have the right to taser somebody. Members of the public do not have that right, man. But this man did. This man is a member of the public and shot black people, man, because they was writing. None of his business. And they weren't bothering him. They wasn't breaking in his shop. They wasn't breaking into his house. It weren't self-defense. And this man boss case the other day, man. Boss case in court and said, listen, you can't refer to these men as victims. You must refer to these men as rioters. These innocent men that they weren't perfect. They was writing, but didn't deserve to die. And he killed them. Killed them sorely. They like to massacre black people, black kids, man, and get away with it, man. They've been doing it from the Greeks. It's nothing new, man. That's why they don't see nothing wrong with it. Keep reading.
Verse 31. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side.
And he came to Jerusalem, killed brothers, burnt their houses down. Keep reading.
But the woman and children he took captive.
And he took the women and children captive. Does anyone know why? Why does this man take the women and children? Why?
For a slave.
There you go, man.
He take
Took the women so he can have sex with them. Took the kids because why they're nice and strong, so they can grow up. Your kid's 15, you got a lot of potential, man. You're not gonna die anytime soon. You can be a good slave, man. When you hit your 20s, you're nice and strong. You can, cut down wood and cut down trees and go far and grab water and come back. Took our young men, man, as slaves. You know what I mean? And who kills young black men today, man? The police force, the Metropolitan Police. Who uses young black men today for entertainment, man? Our oppressors, man. Got them playing football for them. Got them doing all the rapping entertainment. They know that with our youngsters, there's loads of potential, man. That's what they know. Keep it in.
And possess the cattle.
And took the cattle as well. See, I know what a lot of people thinking. Cattle. Why would you take sheep and cattle, man? Listen, times have changed, man. Cattle back then was money. So you know what I mean? You want food, but today you want food, you go to Asda, man, and you go to Tesco and you see it wrapped up, man. Back then you had to go do it yourself. You want a shirt today, you go to Primark, man. Back then, that wool came from a sheep, man. That was money right there. If you got sheep, you know what you got? You got cheese, you got leather, you got wool, you got meat, you got a lot, man. And they thought, yo, this is good business right here, man. Spoiled us, robbed us, took our real riches, man. Keep reading.
Then builded they the city of David with a great and strong wall.
And they took the city of David and put a wall there, man. With the city of David, they put a wall there and they turned the city of David into a place where they look out. What's it called? A watchtower. We done?
And with mighty towers.
It's like him also. You got it. Go on, you keep reading.
And with a mighty tower, and made it a stronghold for them.
And they turned it to a place for them. So imagine a man comes to your house, takes over the house, and your living room, it just turns to a gym. And the bathroom, it turns to a game room. They came to our city and started to rearrange things, man. put a strong tower in the house of David and started to rearrange things. Keep reading.
And they put therein sinful nation.
And they put in our land a sinful nation. Them themselves went into our land, man. We were the priests of the Lord that was ordained to be in that land. The Lord promised that land to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they said, "Damn that, we're gonna be in here, man." And while we're in this land, we're gonna eat pork, we're gonna eat crab, shrimp, lobster, have orgies, have gyms, and all that. They put themselves in our land like today. Today is a sinful nation in our land, man. Keep reading.
Wicked men, and fortify themselves therein.
And they fortify themselves. To have a fortifier, you need to you build a wall around yourself so no one can come against you. We done?
They stored it also with armor and victuals. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them upon there, and so they became a sore snare.
Keep reading. So like, Bible, sorry, when we done? Hey, brother.
Slaki. For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuaries and evils and adversaries of Israel.
We done?
Slaki. Thus they shed innocent blood. They shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it.
Keep reading.
Insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them.
So there you go. They were so sore and so wicked that black people started to run away. We didn't want to fight no more. Like, this is too much for us. This is rough, man. They're killing any black man, murdering us, slaughtering us, taking our gold. That a lot of us just ran. Keep reading.
Whereupon the city was made inhabitant of the strangers and became strange to those that were born in there, and
So
our own children
the
left.
city that brothers that were born in Jerusalem, the city was strange to them. Imagine you're born in Jerusalem. Now it's a strange place. Now it's a place where people are eating pork. Now it's a place where people are homosexuals. Like, what the hell? This is like the Jerusalem I grew up in. And that's what happened. Why? Because evils came into our land, man. The white man came in, took over, and started pushing his rules, man. Keep reading.
And our own children left her, and our sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness.
And our sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. You know, we had a temple that full of gold and victuals and all types of things. And now it was like a wilderness. A wilderness is a place that's uninhabited, like the Sahara Desert, man. Like the Antarctica. Imagine London with all the nice, great buildings and the London Eye and the flashing lights. Imagine one day London being a wilderness. Just desolate. You're like, yo, what happened? Where's the London Eye? Where's all the foot traffic? Where's all the car traffic and, you know, the Big Ben and Buckingham? Where's it gone? That was Jerusalem. Our land was like a wilderness. We're like, yo, what happened, man? With all the great buildings and the brothers and the sanctuary and the temple and so forth. We done?
Our feasts were turned into mourning, our Sabbath into reproach, our honor into contempt.
And our Sabbath days was a reproach. Reproach is something disgusting, man. The things that we done was seen as the opposite. You're going to read on that we was forbidden to have holy days, forbidden to have Sabbath days and feast days. We done.
And had been her glory, so was her dishonor created. So was her honor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning.
We done.
Lucky. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
There you go. And the same man that killed us said what? He wrote to all of his kingdoms, man, the Chinese, the Arabs, and said, listen, we should all be one people. Like today, they say what? We all should be British, man. Where we get black British, black Caribbean British, we all just one people. That's what they tell us. But we know that ain't true, man. No matter if you're British, man. Not if you're Pakistani British or Asian British or all just British. That's what they push out there, man. And the Greeks been doing this, come on, thousands of years ago. They conquer you, and say, let's just be one people, man. You want to know what the reason why you got Pakistani British in the first place? Why? Because it was conquered, man. The reason why you got black British, why? Because black people were conquered, man. That's the reason why you got us. And after they conquer, they say, let's be one people now, man. Let's not fight no more, man. We done?
Lucky. And everyone should leave his laws. So, sorry, so all the heathens agreed according to the commandment of the king.
So this king, the Greeks took over many countries, many heathen countries, and now we got them ruling. Now we're ruling over them. He's saying everyone forsake your gods, forsake your customs, and just be Greek, man. And all the heathens said, okay, yeah, that sounds right, man. That sounds right. That's why in England you got Asians that want to celebrate Christmas now. They want to do what the white man does. You know what I mean? You got all the other nations that just want to be British, want to celebrate Christmas, want an easy life. So all the other heathens say, yeah, sounds good. I can work with that. We done?
Verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelite consent to this religion and
And many,
sacrifice.
and guess what? Many black people agree to it too. A lot of black people say that, you know what, they know what, that makes sense. Let's just celebrate Christmas. You know, it's a good time for the kids, where the family come together, man. Let's celebrate Easter, man. You know what I mean? Why come against him? It's much easier. We just do what he tells us to do. Even black people consented to it as well. We done?
And sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath.
And so let's just sacrifice the idol. Let's profane the Sabbath, man. Let's work on the Sabbath day. You know, let's not go to the temple on the Sabbath day. Let's do what we want on the Sabbath day. No big deal. We done?
44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
And the king sent letters, man. Sent letters to Jerusalem that we must follow the heathen. Today, how does that work today? Your prime minister will make a public announcement, man, on BBC One or whatever. But back then, the prime minister had to send letters out, man. Send letters to the rulers, and the rulers will listen to these letters. Keep reading.
45. Forbid burnt offering and sacrifice and drinks of offering in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days.
So he said that we got to profess this. We must forsake our Sabbath and our festival days. He said, forget about that, man. Follow us, man. Forget about your days, man. Follow our days, man. And that's why no one on the face of the earth was celebrating the feast of dedication last night but us, man. Because our person told us to forget about them days, man. That's why everyone wants to celebrate Christmas and not celebrate the feast of dedication. That's why everybody wants to forget about Passover, but everybody remembers Christmas, man, and Easter and all them things there. Keep reading.
46. And pollute the sanctuary and holy people. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice wine swine flesh and unclean beast.
And this man told us to sacrifice swine's flesh. You know, according to the Bible, swine's flesh is abominable, man. And this man now said, nah, we're going to sacrifice swine's flesh, man. Pig's flesh on the altar, man. A big disrespect to the Lord, man. A big disrespect to our people, man. Keep reading.
48. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised and
And this
make
man,
their soul.
I know it's your culture. I know it's your culture to have your kids to have your kids circumcised. But listen, I'm your God now, man. No more circumcising kids. And if anyone circumcises their kids, guess what? We're gonna kill you, man. And what do black people do? Okay, we won't circumcise our kids then. That's what it is, man. A lot of black people today, because not in the UPK, we're weak. And all it takes for the oppressor to say, listen, do this or we kill you. And black people go, okay then. Like, remember the COVID jab? The COVID-19 jab. Every black man, I ain't taking that. All right, what? COVID jab. I ain't taking that, man. The white man goes, we have to, or you lose your job. Oh, God, I'll take the COVID jab then, man. Oh. Like, if you really stood for something, you wouldn't take it, man. And likewise, we don't really stand for anything. All you got to do is just threaten our life or threaten our job. And we go, okay, we'll do it then. What, celebrate idols? I ain't doing that. We'll kill you. Oh, okay, there was an idol, man. But in the UPK, the law got a remnant of brothers that would die, man. A remnant of brothers that you could take our job. It don't mean anything. We said the Lord is more greater than any job, man. The Lord is greater than life itself, man. But Christianity teaches you that your life is everything. And you lose your life. You're like, then let's lose our life then, man. Let's lose it then. You mean tell me that I must lose dignity because you threaten me with life? Like, let's lose life then. I'll lose it. Not the end of the world. We've been told that life is the greatest thing, and if you lose it, oh my God, it's a wrap. Then kill me then. Let's go down that road. Keep reading.
And make all their souls abominable with all manner of unclean and profanation.
And your soul is your body. Your soul is not a puff of smoke. Okay. So when the Bible goes, we made our soul, meaning we made our body unclean. When you're, smoking and taking drugs or eating pork, you're making your body unclean. With what? What's it? Profanation, kidding, which means profanity.
49. To the end they might forget the law and
And
change all the
they did this. They did this so what? They did this so what? We will forget our laws, man. We will forget where we're coming from. Kidding.
and change all the ordinance. And whosoever would not according to the commandment of the king, he said he would die, he should die.
There you go. That's what they always use. Well, we'll kill you. We'll kill you. And because we're so weak, we say, okay, then. Well, let me tell you something, black man. We ain't living anyway. You might as well kill us, man. Imagine we're on the bottom, man. We live in places where there's mice and roaches, man. We really got picking up minimum wages, living from check to check, man. We living anyway, man. What we got to live for anyway? How can I live when you got black women becoming whores, man? How can I live when black men are dying on the streets and crack cocaine is being sold, man? What have I got to live for anyway? To see more of this, to see more oppression. Black people talking about, well, I gotta live. Live for what, man? We're acting like we're living anyway. We're not living in England anyway. We're not living in Jamaica anyway, or even in America. We're living on the bottom, man. But wherever you put us, whatever country you put us, we're on the bottom anyway, man. We're acting like we got something to live for, man. That's why the men in the UPK are the only men that have sinned that match the men of this Bible, man. Everyone else trying to save their life, and Christ said, "What? If any man try to save his life, he shall lose it, man." Anyway, skip me down. Give me verse 2, chapter 2 and 1.
2 verse 1.
You could grab this one for me, yeah? Chapter 2 and 1. The trooper got it here, don't worry.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 1. In those days, Eros, Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the son of Joarib, from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Modim.
And this is the same Matthias that Captain Parasha spoke about in history, man. In them same days, was a brother that dwelt in Jerusalem. His name was Matthias, man. That's where you get the word Matthew from. Matthias is Greek for Matthew. There was a brother that was a priest called Matthew, and he had 5 sons, man. He had 5 sons with him, and he raised them right. And this is what this man said in them same days. The same days, what? He said in those days, the same days when he was killing black people, the same days where Antiochus Epiphanes was getting black people to serve on his altar, to follow idols and follow idolatry. Them same days. Keep reading.
Verse 2. And he had 5 sons, Johanan, Caleb, Cadiz, Simeon, Caleb, Taisis.
So he had 5 sons. He had one son called Jonathan that was called Cadiz, one called Simon that was called Dasi, Judas that was called Maccabees, Eleazar called Avran. So he had sons that had nicknames, man. One of his sons was called the Hammer. The sons had nicknames, man. And one of them was called the Hammer, man. So Laka, keep it in.
Judah, Simeon called Taris, Judah who was called Maccabees.
Judah was called the Hammer. You know what I mean? You can't tell me the Bible's not a black man's book, man. You know what I mean? Black people are known for having nicknames. Even back then, his brother had 5 sons, and all of them had nicknames, man. Keep reading.
Eleazar called Avaran, and Jonathan, whose surname was Apphus.
Keep reading. So that's his 5 sons. We done?
And when he saw the blasphemy that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, "Who is me? Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people?"
And this man said, listen, he saw he saw all this happening in Jerusalem. He saw black people dying, man. He saw black people following the way of the heathen. This man said, damn, why do I got to see this, man? That's the man that loves black people, man. A man that don't love black people, what does he say? Just go out there, get a job, go to uni. Worry about you, man. Worry about your family. Make sure you send your kids to uni. Make sure you get a good job, man. But a man of God that cares about black people, sees black men on the corners selling drugs, I go, this is a shame, man. He sees black women pushing a pram by themselves with no man. He said, this is a shame, man. You see black men being gunned down by the police and go, you know what, we got to do something about this, man. That's the man of God that cares, man. And that's the I.S.U.P.K right here. Judas Maccabee saw how black people live and he said, what? He goes, look what I'm seeing. I wish I weren't born to see this. I wish I weren't born to see the death of my people. I wish I wasn't born to see black men being slaughtered. I wish I wasn't born to see black men being homosexuals and in the gym and playing naked sports, man. And that's how we feel in the UPK. We're not happy seeing black men gunned down by the police. We're not happy seeing black men behind bars. We ain't happy seeing black men crammed into council estates, man. We ain't happy with Rittenhouse getting off of murdering black people, man. We ain't happy with that. And guess what? Judas Maccabee wasn't happy himself. Now, a pastor would say, well, you know, just send your kids to unions. Worry about your family. It's all about you and your family. And you know what I mean? I got a son that went to university and is studying to be a doctor and is so proud of their family, man. Meanwhile, our black families ain't doing so good. But he don't care about that, man, because his family is. That's not a man of God, man. But a real man of God cares about black people, man. Keep reading.
And of the holy city, and to dwell therein, when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy.
And they go, I can't believe what I'm seeing, man. Why did I have to be born to see this? So everybody else like, yeah, well, that's the old days, man. So that's back in the day, man, when we used to rule. Time to change now, man. It's over, man. We're rooming the guys like, listen, I can't live like this, man. Black men eating pork, man. Black men being sexual. I can't do it, man. And that's how this brother felt, man. In the book of Ezekiel, the Bible said what? The Lord, in fact, someone get that for me real quick. Give me Ezekiel 9 and 4, Mabasa, if you could.
Okay.
Keep holding this one.
Yeah, hold that. I'm gonna get the brother to get Ezekiel 9 and 4.
9 verse 4. Ezekiel 9 and 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the forehead of them that
So the 1 second. So the Bible, the Lord's giving the angel commandment, and he's telling the angel, go out there amongst blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians and put a sign on the foreheads of the men that what?
sorry, Slaki. Midst of the city throughout the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the forehead of them that sigh.
And what? What else? Sign what?
For all the inhabitants that be done in the
It says,
midst of.
set a mark on the men that sigh and cry about the abominations done thereof. The type of man that that's crying about the abomination, that's crying about Christmas, man, is crying about women aborting their babies, man, is crying about men being sexual deviants, man. He ain't happy about it. He like, well, it's love. Well, you know, it's your life. You can love who you want to love. You can have sex with who you want to have sex with. There's a man out there that ain't having it, man. And the Lord says, set a mark upon that man right there. You know, that's the man the Lord's looking for. The man that ain't happy. And that was Judas Maccabee right there. Matthias was a man that wasn't happy with what happened. Everyone else is happy. Well, you know, bad things happen. All you got to look out for yours. Make sure you send your kids to uni, man. But the brothers out there, listen, we can't be happy as long as our people are on drugs, man. We can't be happy as long as the people are aborting their babies. And that's why we do this. This is what we do for a living. This is our life. We make sure that we have classes, street speaking. We are on every type of social network media. We feed the poor, give people food, bags of food. Why? Because we love our people, man. And we just can't get on with that, man. A lot of people don't really care about it. They ain't too fussed. You know, it's not my problem. That's Young Thug, the rapper. So what do you think about policemen killing black men? You know what he said? Listen, I'm not a policeman. I'm not into politics. I just make good music. That's not a man of God, man. The Bible goes, the real men of God are men that sigh and cry, man, that are disgusted with what happens to black people, man. We done.
Verse 5. And to the other he said, in mine hearing, go ye after them throughout the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have he pity.
So the Lord got a type of man, and it's to the angel, listen, put a mark upon them men that sigh and that cry, man. That cry about the abomination done thereof. What's the abomination done thereof, man? Black on black crime, man. Women aborting their babies, man. Christmas celebrating, weed smoking, weed selling, crack selling, man. So put a mark upon the men that hate that stuff, and the rest of them, kill them. The men that hate the stuff, put a mark upon them so we know who not to kill, and the rest, slay them, man. So what men, what I say, I swear it's, read that again, I swear it's the men, women, and children.
I don't think we should say it. Verse 5. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have he pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maid and little children,
There you
women.
go. And that's God speaking. Everyone thinks, but God loves the children. God would never harm the children. The Bible is saying God is going to kill men and women and children, man, that were brought in babies. Men, women, and children that are homosexuals, man. Men, women, and children that go into the LGBT parade, whatever you call it, man. And said, God said, what? To the angel, let not your eyes spare, man. Neither have pity, man. I mean, don't feel sorry because they're young. Black people, oh, look at small Jamal. He's so small and cute. Oh, look at him in his Halloween costume, man. Lord's going to kill that boy in the Halloween costume, man. If you don't fix him up, man. If you, oh, look at Shemaine in the Batty Riders, man. Oh, look at her doing the splits, man. Oh, the Lord said she's going to die, man. If you don't change that woman. And we love you so much. Guess what? We love you so much. We don't want you to die. That's why our job is to make sure that you change your life and you don't die, man. That you don't celebrate Christmas, you don't celebrate Easter and Eid and all those stuff right there, man. Because the Lord ain't playing. Black man, black woman, you don't know God of this Bible. You don't know the God of this Bible, man. The God of this Bible ain't no joke, man. He's not about, oh, look, they say what God is love. This ain't the God I'm reading, man. The God of the Bible says, follow me, or else I will kill you, man. And he's not just killing men, women, and children. So it's your job to make sure your children don't end up one of them dead ones, man. Read that again, Mawasa.
Verse 6. Slay utterly old and young, both maid and little children and women, but
There you
come
go, man.
not to any.
Women also don't feel, well, I get a pass because I'm cute, man. I get a pass because I'm paying, man. You know what I mean? Don't feel, I'm old. I'm on pension. I got sugar. Listen, you get it too, man. Granny that goes to church in a big hat, she gonna get it, man. Little cute boy in his Halloween costume, you're gonna get it too, man. Them trick-or-treaters, they're gonna get it too, man. If you love your children, black man, you stop it, man. You will stop it, man. Listen, you're gonna hurt their feelings, but you save their life. Fair enough, your son don't get a bite for Christmas no more, but guess what? You saved his life, man. Your daughter can't do the splits, you know what I mean, and do them and perform and whine and twerk. And for some reason, it's cute apparently. Women laugh. Oh my god, it's so funny. Listen, ain't nothing cute about that, man. You are raising a mini whore, man. And she might be upset because she don't fit in with her friends no more and she can't do it no more. But you will save her life, man. We done Ira if you could.
Another one come. Verse 8. Her temple is become as a man without glory.
And this man's crying, saying, "Oh my God, what's going on? I can't believe this, man. Jerusalem's effed up and broke. I can't live like this. All these coons and Uncle Toms, they're fine with it. They're cool, but not me, man. I can't get dark. But I can't rest at night knowing that black people are mashed up, man. I can't rest at night knowing that black people are on drugs. Everyone that listen, black people are on drugs in 2021. And guess what? Life just goes on. Nobody cares. Everyone's working and doing their thing. No one cares, man. Britain's trading with China. China's trading with Britain. Life just goes on, man. But it don't go on for me, man. I can't sleep at night knowing the condition of black people. No one else even cares, man. The first time I ever saw a dead body, man, I saw a man with a sheet over him on the street, man, taped up, and the sheet over his face so no one could see him. And guess what happened, man? They threw this man in the back of the ambulance, and life went on as normal. Everyone went back to work. Everybody kept living, and that's the life of a black man. There was no 1 minute silence for this black man. There was no monument built for him. You know what I mean? December the 21st, don't mark the day of this dead black man. Life's went on as normal. He didn't even make the news, man. That's the life we live. No one cares about us, man. But they care to us at the I.S.U.P.K. To the point that guess what? We can't enjoy our Saturdays. Why? We're on the streets trying to wake up black people, man. We don't have a life because our life is fixing your life. Making sure you hear this. Making sure we look after you and feed you and look after you, man. That's our life. And Judas, Matt of Fires was the exact same way. Everybody else can forget about black people. We can't do it, man. We love our people too much. Keep it in.
Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
And Judas said, listen, I can't live like this. Our kids are dead. We ain't got no land. Like, I can't live like this, man. This is not how, you know what I mean? I can't. Everyone else can say, well, I'm British now. It's all good. I can't get down like this, man. I can't be happy when black people are on drugs. I can't say, well, that's just the way it is, man. And too bad it's uncle, that's just the way it is. And basically saying, well, you know, that's his life. People say, you listen to lyrics, talks about, you know, I said crap to the kid, but, you know, I need to get paid. And that's the way it is, man. Nah, man. Judas weren't having that. It's like, how it was, I want it back. And that's the mindset we got to be in. Keep it in.
What nation had not had a part in her kingdom, and gotten of her spoil, and gotten of her spoil? All her or all her ornaments are taken away.
Right, give me verse 15 for time's sake. 5 minutes left.
First Maccabees chapter 2 verse 15. In the meanwhile, the king's officer, such as compel the people to revolt, come into the city Modin to make
What's going on there? Mhm. Internet is slow already. First Maccabees 2 verse 16. In the meanwhile, the king officers such as compel the people to revolt come to the city Modin to make them sacrifice. And when many of Israel came unto them, Matthias and his sons came together. Uh, I don't know what going on there. Why this thing a chip out, man? That's not right at all. Oh Jesus! Oh, it's still your God in here. Oh, I don't want to. How come this all is happening, man? I love this at all. Man. Oh, right by there. Okay, true. Oh, I'm going to at all.